Jay here from Stretford Paddock. This is the Paper Talk. As you can see, I'm not Old Trafford. I'm not in the studio. I'm in my kitchen, and the weather outside, it's grim. It's raining in not so sunny Salford. So if you go into the game today, you might need to take your Parkers with you. Loads of stories to get through, so we'll crack on. Well, actually, I'll tell a lie there. There's not loads of stories. There's a couple of stories, so we'll get into them. Don't forget, we are going to be back later on today with the watch-along. Me and Joe Smith for the Bournemouth game, watching all that stuff. Then we're going to go, after the game, we're going to get all the reaction from the likes of Andy Tate, from Stephen Howson. So make sure if you're not doing already, you are hitting that subscribe button. Subscribe to the channel and do us a favor. Give us a link. Just click a like. Give us a little cheeky like there. Hit that like button. Yeah, Erik ten Hag gave his press conference yesterday, and there was a couple of embargo quotes that came out last night. Another sort of one about Jadon Sancho. Another press conference, where the topic has turned to Jadon Sancho. And this has been dominating a lot of the press conferences lately. Even though Jadon Sancho hasn't kicked a ball for United for, months now, there's still a lot of intrigue and a lot of questions around it. What's going to happen? Is he going to come back in? Is he going to get sold? I had it in my news yesterday that Sir Jim Ratcliffe, when he comes in, apparently he's going to sanction the sale of the likes of Sancho, of Casemiro and Rafael Varane, hoping to raise around 170 million quid. That ain't going to happen. You ain't going to get 170 million quid for those three. Let's be realistic. You could get some money for Jadon Sancho, and there are reports that Dortmund could be back in for him. But that, I don't know whether that's going to be a sale or not. We'll have to wait and see. But in terms of what's going on with Jadon Sancho at the minute, Erik ten Hag said, when asked about him, it's about culture and every player has to match certain standards. And it was about that. So what will happen? Yeah, he knows what he has to do if he wants to return. So it's up to him. That was in the press conference. And there was a quote from Erik ten Hag when he was asked about it, when he gave that interview to United We Stand. And he said he didn't have any regrets, basically, about the way he'd handled it. He said he felt, he'd done the right thing. I'm paraphrasing here. When it came to his handling the Jadon Sancho situation. And I feel like any sympathy people may have for Jadon Sancho, he's all but gone. It's evaporating. I think when it first happened, it was after that Arsenal game when Erik ten Hag said he didn't reach the levels or the standards in training that we expected of him. And Jadon Sancho did that tweet reacting, saying he was being made a scapegoat. There was one or two people, well, more than one or two, who looked at it and gone, manager could have handled that better. Jadon Sancho's got a right to defend himself. When you look at what's happening with Anthony, who hadn't been having a very good season, hadn't set the world alight since he arrived from Ajax, seems to be preferred to Jadon Sancho. Maybe Sancho's got a point. Maybe it isn't fair that he's not playing and the likes of Anthony are. However, I feel that sort of sympathy's gone now. I feel like most people, when you go online or when you speak to people, just feel Jadon Sancho should either apologise, because that's what it's going to take. Erik ten Hag said that, come back into the team, or the club needs to get rid of him. I mean, I think personally it's past the point of no return. But I think the fact that Jadon Sancho hasn't been playing for Manchester United, we have had a difficult spell as well. I know Erik ten Hag won Manager of the Month in November. I know we're only 3 points behind City and level with points with Spurs, but we've had quite a lot of bad results. I think we've lost 10 games already this season. Now, if you're a player, and you're a very good player, Jadon Sancho is, you look at it, you think, I want to get involved, I want to make a difference, I want to help the team that spent a lot of money on me get into the levels they should be. But he's not shown any of that. He hasn't shown that desire and that willingness to make up with the manager and get back into the squad. And I think it's on him. I don't think it's on Erik ten Hag. I think it's on Jadon Sancho. And I think basically he's done. I'd be very, very surprised if we saw Jadon Sancho in a United shirt. And I almost feel like now it's gone too far. Even if you did see him in a United shirt, it'd leave a little bit of a sour taste in the mouth for me, because I think you've just missed, 3 months, 2.5 months, whatever it is of the season, for no reason. Not because of injury, just because you basically spat your dummy out. It's not great, that, is it? There was even reports that he apparently would be happy to come back in if the manager was gone. I mean, these are more rumours than reports. That's not okay. Waiting to see if the manager gets sacked. Not helping the manager keep his job. Wait to see he gets sacked. And then if he does, I'll come back and play for Manchester United again. Not good enough. He's earned millions of pounds, not playing for us. We know he's had to train with the academy and all the rest of it. It's just a load of nonsense. He could have apologised. He could back in the team. He could be playing his part today against Bournemouth, but he ain't going to be. And I think that's a real shame. And we'll have to wait and see what happens with Jadon Sancho. But I don't expect him anytime soon to be returning to Manchester United. Now, another story doing the rounds is about Serhou Guirassy, and it seems that United have actually opened first discussions. I was going to say opened up talks. First discussions with Serhou Guirassy, according to the Manchester Evening News, and that's come via Sky Germany. I think Manchester United have held initial reports oh, sorry, reports in Germany, not Sky Germany, reports in Germany, have held initial talks with representatives of Serhou Guirassy regarding a potential January move, according to reports in Germany. So it was Sky Germany. Sorry, I've corrected myself. I shouldn't have done it. It was Sky Germany. Guirassy has been on fire, hasn't he? This is the kid. I think he's got 16 goals in 11 appearances in the Bundesliga. Absolutely firing him in. And I think he is available for a cut price deal because he's got a buyout clause of 15 million quid. I mean, that's unreal. He's 27 years old. He scored 16 goals in 11 games for Stuttgart, and you could get him for 15 million. Now, I've said, I'm not going to pretend or go back on what I said or rewrite history. I said that it would be a bit of a gamble to buy someone who's having a bit of a purple patch. He isn't an established, prolific, consistent goal scorer. He's in the zone, and there's a risk there that you get him, and once the goals dry up, he's not quite that player. Look at what's happening with Marcus Rashford right now. There's a question mark over Marcus Rashford, whether he's actually good enough for Manchester United. He dropped 30 goals last season. Now, end of last season, people were going, of course he's good enough for Manchester United. He should be starting every week. He's our best player, or one of our best players. Now people are going, is he good enough? It can happen where you hit a sort of purple patch or a peak bit of form, and then it starts going wrong. The way it doesn't happen is with the established goal scorers. Like Harry Kane, he scores every season. He's that prolific. You don't have to worry about, is he going to score this season? Is he going to have a funny one? Every season he's hitting 30 plus goals. He's that kind of player. Mo Salah, unfortunately, does it. Erling Haaland does it. With Guirassy, I think you don't know if that's going to happen. But we know there's a limited budget. Erik ten Hag said he can't go and spend loads of money in the January transfer window. Do needs must. Is this a scenario you go, well, look, we either bring in Guirassy or we don't bring in any striker? We've seen that in the past over the last few years. It was either Odin Igalo or it was no one. It was either Wout Weghorst or it was no one. We've had those signings where it's like, really? But it's either that or you don't get a striker. So for 15 million quid, we might have to go down this route of bringing a kid in from Stuttgart. Get involved in the comments in the chat. Let us know what you think about him. If you don't want to see Guirassy, who do you want to see? I mean, I'd love to see Ivan Toney come to Manchester United. I think he's a great player, good striker. I know he's had his ban, but so what? He's going to come back. I think he'd be great. Can take a free kick, can take a penalty, scores goals, causes us all sorts of problems when we play against Brentford. But apparently Brentford want around 100 million for him. That ain't going to happen. So I don't see Ivan Toney coming in. Maybe Serhou Guirassy is the answer. Maybe not. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget, we are going to be back later on today with the watch along. If you've not done already, get your phone out, film yourself in landscape and send your score predictions to paddockmatchday@gmail.com, and we'll use that as part of our pre-match build-up. I'm Jay Motty. This has been the Paper Talk. Outside, not outside, I'm inside, but you can hear the weather outside. It's absolutely levering it down. So if you go into Old Trafford, make sure you might even need to take your brolly. Thanks for watching.